Hello, book lovers and English learners. I'm doing this quick video to present my three favorite quotes from the Age of Innocence and from the original text. I thought that perhaps um, reading passages, or my favorite passages in a novel, there are so many that I had to pick the best ones. So that's why I picked three quotes or three passages that I found really meaningful to me. And this way, you can have an idea of the style and what it's like to read in the original text compared to the adaptation, which is a lot simplified in the structure and in vocabulary, evidently. So, my first quote is in chapter 15, and it's from this edition, it's page 98. And I specifically picked this quote because it's about books and reading. So let me read it to you. So, Newland Archer is back from London. That evening, he unpacked his books from London. The box was full of things he had been waiting for impatiently. A new volume of Herbert Spencer. He's an English philosopher. Another collection of the prolific Alphonse Daudet's brilliant tales. He's a French writer. And a novel called Middlemarch, as to which there had lately been interesting things said in the reviews. So Middlemarch, as maybe you might know, is the best known, the greatest novel of George Eliot. And George Eliot is a woman, not a man. So I hope that soon we will be able to read an adaptation of Middlemarch. There is a BBC adaptation of it. She's an English writer, and it's an amazing novel again. So I love the fact that it's a writer, it's a female writer writing about another female writing and supporting each other, because obviously because here Newland is saying that there had been a lot of praise around this novel, so he bought the book. He had declined 3 dinner invitations in favor of this feast. But so this feast of reading, the feast is the books, yeah, that he bought. But though he turned the pages with the sensuous joy of the book lover, he did not know what he was reading, and one book after another dropped from his hand. So that was a short quote here about a little reference of literary references by Edith Wharton, and her, in a way, her support for other female writers. Although I'm not sure if she knew she was at this point. Well, at the time she's writing, probably they know about the fact that George Eliot was a pen name, and that behind it was a woman, a woman. The second quote is in chapter 26, so page 184 in this edition. And this second quote is about Newland being completely absent from his own reality. So he married May and Countess Olenska. He hasn't seen the Countess for many months, and he is, I guess, lonely. Feels lonely, and he is in his own world in a way. 4 months had passed since the midsummer day that he and Madame Olenska had spent together, and since then he had not seen her. He knew that she had returned to Washington, to the little house which she and Medora Manson had taken there. Medora Manson is the aunt, Countess Olenska's aunt. He had written to her once, a few words, asking when they were to meet again, and she had even more briefly replied, "Not yet." Since then, there had been no further communication between them, and he had built up within himself a kind of sanctuary in which he throned among his own secret thoughts and longings. Little by little, it became the scene of his real life, of his only rational activities. Thither he brought the books he read, the ideas and feelings which nourished him, his judgments and his visions. Outside it, so outside the sanctuary that he created for himself, this own bubble, outside it, in the scene of his actual life, he moved with a growing sense of unreality and insufficiency, blundering against familiar prejudices, sorry, and transitional points of view as an absent-minded man. As an absent-minded man goes on bumping into furnitures of his own room. So you see that he's physically there, but his mind is elsewhere, he is in his own head and he's bumping into furnitures. He doesn't look where he goes, where he's walking. Absent. That was what he was. So absent from everything amongst densely, from everything most densely real and near to those about him, that it sometimes startled him to find they still imagined he was there. So here, I find this passage so powerful in a way that she managed to express the strong feeling that he's experiencing, missing Ellen, missing their conversation, missing her presence with him, next to him, and the fact that his actual real life is not real to him, and what matters actually is what he's experiencing in his head. So the reality becomes unreal, and his imagination, his fantasy world becomes his reality, his own reality, and the little glimpse of humor here is the fact that people don't even realize that he's not there, that he's not listening to them. So, yeah, that's why I find this passage so powerful, especially when you can relate to it, when you feel like you are in a certain environment and you don't feel like you belong there, or you wish you were somewhere else. and you start um, you start detaching yourself from the place where you are, and you just wish, yeah, you were somewhere else, and you don't feel like um, you're in the right place. The third quote is in chapter 38, and in this edition, it's page 234, and this is very short, but I found that quote so powerful because um, it shows that um, Newland loves Ellen even more than before. Um, Although she seems to not really look at her best. And that, like the fact that this is what love is, in fact, that no matter how the person that you love looks, that you still love that person, even if she's not at her best. Um, and here's the quote. The amber beds were trying to her complexion, or her dress was perhaps unbecoming. Her face looked lustreless, and almost ugly. And he had never loved it as he did as that minute. So here, Wharton is describing Newland's feelings in front of Ellen. So they hadn't seen each other for many months, and they see each other for the last time here. This party, the leaving party of Countess Olenska, that May organized at their house, and the Countess is very pale, and her dark hair um, are don't really look as their best at their best, and she doesn't look very well. You can see that she's not happy leaving, and she's probably feeling a little bit depressed about the fact that she has to go. So, yeah, this is a beautiful, impossible love. And this is why it makes their relationship so, well, yeah. So, what makes the book so beautiful and their relationship intense in a way, although nothing really happens, just a kiss at some point in the novel. I don't want to reveal too much, but Newland Newland's feelings are extensively described here in the novel, more than the Countess, um, the ones of the Countess, the feelings of the Countess. Um, so we can see that Newland is deeply in love with her. So, if you would like to know more about this novel and dig deeper in the reflection of the book, what it says about this period of time in America, in the New York high society, and what it tells about the Gilded Age, as I mentioned in the podcast episode 26, sorry, the podcast episode 26, introducing the novel and Edith Wharton's work. And and life. So if you want to discover this novel, follow the live reading of the adaptation of The Age of Innocence. So we are not going to read the original text, but the adaptation. And maybe it will be an entry point for you to maybe move on to the original text and challenge yourself to read the original text and see how beautiful and have a more in-depth reflection on the characters and have more details about the story and the events in the story. So we will start from next week. So from the 13th of November, we will read chapter 1 and 2. So you can attend for free the live readings on Instagram or watch the videos on replay here on YouTube for free. And if you want to attend the live workshops that we're going to do, that I'm going to host to discuss chapters 1 to 4, uh, which will be on the 23rd of November. Then you have to become a member of the book club, subscribe to the book club, join us, and share your thoughts on the novel and the characters, and improve your English as well, as sharing your view on the novel. And I can't wait to welcome you in the book club. Bye.